Valyria stands strong. The smoking ruins have been rebuilt into a city of fire and stone. Urros rules as its lord, his power secure. At his side, his heir, Hugh, no longer a child, but a dragon rider, already bound to the mighty green comet. Yet the work is not done. The dragon pit hungers. More beasts must be claimed if Valyria is to endure. But danger rises close at hand. To the north, another dragon lord calls banners to his cause. Haegon the Beautiful, Targaryen by blood, forgotten by his kin, but he has never forgotten them. With dragons at his side, he now reaches for the throne they deny him. Freed from chains, he gathers men and fire to his banner, daring to stake his claim upon the Iron Throne. And if he prevails, all the world may burn. Welcome back once again, everybody. We are Lord Merrick Starfell. I want to start today by doing a brief overview of where we're at and having a little look at our children as well as our heir, Lord Hugh, who at the end of the last episode managed to tame himself Green Comet inside of our dragon pit. But to start off with us, we're 34 years of age, stubborn, trusting, just, and diligent. We have some decent traits helping out with their diplomacy, like adequate bargainer. We're, of course, a Milk of the Poppy addict, the first ever inside of House Starfell to be a Milk of the Poppy addict. At least that was a ruler. There could be others out there just doing nothing but enjoying life with Milk of the Poppy. We are irritable, we are a knight, we are a skilled fighter, a valued diplomatic courtier, and just recently a traveler. Our best stat at the moment is stewardship, largely because I have every possible bonus we can get going for ourselves. Respectable prowess, and that is about it. Looking at our son and heir, Lord Hugh Starfell of Dorne here, interestingly, he is currently in the intrigue education. Now, I didn't actually put him into this. This is where he sort of naturally went to. He does have an appointed tutor, and he is charming, which does help with intrigue as well. He has the actual physical trait of being comely that is congenital and very nice indeed, as well as also picking up consecrated blood from his mother here. And of course, he also has a dragon. So we are building up our heir to be a intrigue-focused character who's also a dragon rider, which is fantastic to see. Obviously, Green Comet is not the best dragon out there, but it's a hell of a lot better than nothing, and it took a lot of effort to get Green Comet in the dragon pit. So that is a situation of our family at the very least. In terms of our holdings, we still hold everything that we did before. We are in the process. I can't click on, can I click on the mine? Can I click on the mine, please? I literally can't click on it before the tooltip comes up. But you can see that we are just about a quarter of the way there from upgrading our mine from level 2 up to 3 over here in Valyria, which will give us some incredible buffs when that is finished. And then from there, once Valyria actually goes from being a ruin to just an asset, we'll then try and snowball that and start to actually restore some of the other ruins around here as well. A key character in the previous episodes we were following is, of course, Lord Haegon the Beautiful, who is still going strong at 57 years of age, a familial Killslayer who also happens to be the rider of Visenion, a female dragon whose eggs he continues to give to his children to bond with and is really continuing to make sure that dragons are being born all the time here in Westeros. His family have been part of the legitimist adventurer band, the Mere Bandits, for a good generation or two, and I have a feeling that Lord Haegon the Beautiful, or at least his descendants, may end up back on the throne one day, and it's for that reason that we actually sent him some gold recently to help bail him out of prison when he wound up in prison over in Pentos recently. Now that Green Comet is safely in the dragon pit and already bonded to our family member, we are starting the search for other dragons. Now, it's going to be a little bit difficult to continue to actually try and bond with some of these dragons. Ideally, what we would love to happen is for them to enter our realm, and then we start to send out our dragon keeper to just capture them. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep working my way through all of the wild dragons, seeing if there's any chance at all that we could actually tame them. The success chance here is not fantastic with a lot of these dragons. Quite a few of them don't have fantastic temperament, which makes it quite a bit difficult. But you can see even here, we have that plus 25 dragon blood. We have a head dragon keeper. We've been taught dragon lore. We're diligent. We have a similar personality. and that still only brings us to 6%. And Mir isn't even that hard of a dragon to tame. Like, it's aggressive, which is -10, but it's calculating, which is +5, cooperative for another +5. I think that's about it for taming chance. So compared to some, not the hardest to tame and still only 6%. But we can get events as we continue through this to actually increase that success chance. I'm going to keep working away on that in the background. You can trust that that is happening. Like I mentioned previously too, we are trying to buff ourselves out to have the highest stewardship possible, but I did just realize that we are actually, oh my word, Prince Baelor of Dragonstone has just been loaned 360 gold from our bank. Tremendous news. Basically, I'm trying to get my stewardship as high as possible, but just realized that our patron aspect is actually the maiden here for the -1 stewardship, which is not fantastic. I think instead we might actually go for the smith. We are now, of course, in control of the bank again. We have a debtor who's defaulting on a loan of 470 gold here. The problem, though, is that I was confident that the reason why the bank was struggling so much to make a profit was largely down to the fact that the AI weren't really taking into account how much the loan even cost when they were trying to recoup it. So if they lost 500 gold, they could double that trying to get it back and still not recoup any money. So I was happy to micro it all myself, but because I'm already dealing with a debtor default at the moment, I cannot deal with this one as well. So I either have to let it go or have a shareholder handle it. Something else I should also point out is that our wife and sister-in-law, don't worry about that, is also possessed. Not sure exactly how that happened, but it's fine. It's just Targaryens being Targaryens. Don't think about it too much. What is interesting about our wife, though, is she does actually have claims in the Stepstones. We could go to war against House Goodbrother here and actually try and pick up some islands over here in the Stepstones, which part of me is interested in. Like, that could be interesting. But then the other part of me, with how much blood has been shed over the Stepstones in recent years, makes that seem somewhat less appealing. Holy, what is this? I have not seen this before. Moody weather, storm's wrath. What should have been a small errand to a local village went from clear, bright day to a darkened penury, a trek through wind-tossed gales, battered by rain as hard as pebbles, and threatened by arcing lightning and booming thunder. 60% chance we just straight up die. What? 40% chance we survive and are spared for now. Oh my word, I'm afraid to click this. Has to be done. We just die in a storm. 35 years old, just like that. Lord Merrick of Dorne has left this world at 35 years of age. He perished during the chaos of a violent storm. A charming man, he became famous for his elaborate feasts and grandiose balls. Lord Hugh ascends to the throne. Having mastered many skills, he is sure to be admired by his subjects. Oh, and I don't believe this. Hugh is 15 years old, so we're 1 year off being able to just immediately elect ourselves for the bank. But instead we have to vote for somebody else again. Okay, who is the highest stewardship? Who is it? Who is it? Mistress Lisa. I trust her. Amazing. There we go. We can forget about the bank for a while again. Oh my word. Okay, so the good news is that we have a dragon, and our children are going to be children of a dragon rider, which is fantastic. We don't actually have a spouse yet, which is good to see. Our regent is our mother. That's more than acceptable. For now, I'm going to just put the powerful vassals on the council, just while we sort this out. The good thing, though, is that they seem to like us quite a bit, which is good. Opinion of predecessor plus 22. That is fantastic. Now, seeing as though Hugh Starfell here does have the Valyrian blood from his mother and is also a dragon rider, and I also got this feedback in the comments as well, but we probably don't need to immediately look for more Valyrian blood here. We could just go for an alliance, but critically, some inheritable traits, and in this case, possibly even both. We have two people to choose from here, Lady Leonella Arryn of the Vale and Gwenda Arryn. I think Lady Leonella Arryn of the Vale works a ton. Chance of children is high, only a 0.2% risk of being inbred, and a alliance of 50,000 men through another alliance with Morrick Arryn of the Vale. Leonella here is fantastic. She has hail, she's rowdy, just, humble, and zealous. What more could you ask for? Grand wedding, please. That seems to be us sorted, at least for now. We have no incredibly dangerous factions immediately, which is good to see. I wasn't sure how stable it would be if we died, but that's great to see. We have an alliance locked in, and we have two possible inheritable traits for our children once this wedding actually happens. Should we die right now, our current player heir is Urros Starfell, our 10-year-old brother, who's also not a bad character, brave as well. The one saving grace, despite our father's early death, was the fact that we were already 15 at the time, so without even waiting a full year, we have just turned 16 and we are officially a man. We have picked up the trait Skilled Fighter, as well as Elusive Shadow. 4-star. You love to see it. Now then, given that we are so invested in intrigue, we may as well at least pick up some schemes here. Maybe even just truth is relative and head down to this tree a little bit for ideally like fabricating schemes and whatnot. So let's do Skullduggery focus for the increased scheme secrecy as well, and then try and see what schemes may make sense for us going forward. Obviously, there is still dragon eggs to steal as well. Let's end our Regency. We will wave our mother away with just our hand, and we will also want to go to actually pay homage to the king himself. Let's do this, then as is Starfell tradition, we give nothing but our submission. Oh, look at this for a travel option. Because we have a dragon, we can just take flight. We can avoid everything on the road and just immediately fly directly there. Absolutely, let's do this. Let's show up in King's Landing in style. Not too long ago, our ancestors were going to the king just begging to be left alone, praying that the king would show us favor. Now we're going to ride up on a dragon. Oh no, we're just moments away from the capital. Where am I going? Look at this. He's on the run. He's on the run, folks. That's obviously incorrect because I'm on a dragon, but what I was saying is that the king has just had war declared on him and now has a regent in his place. Are we once again going to actually be refused an audience simply because of the fact that he's been declared war when we are 2 counties away from the actual capital? No, okay, amazing, amazing. We'll take his regent, bids me to arise along with my rights to rule the land in his stead. Hail to the king. We pick up the trait Traveler, which is fantastic to see, and I think I also just saw, yes, the Mine of the 14 Flames is fully restored. +6 tax, another building slot, and plus 40% holding taxes. Everything else we can build in this holding is rather normal. Let's start off with some windmills. We'll get this built up and try and have it be the real moneymaker for us. I know as well that I am still 1 over my actual domain holding limit, but my goal is that once our marriage actually happens and we have our wife supporting us there, we should be fine. Now then, in terms of our dragon, there was no real pressure before because we were still trying to get the dragon pit completed and whatnot. So even though we didn't actually get to put Green Comet in the dragon pit previously and he was on the loose, now that we do have a dragon pit, it is on Hugh to remember to put this dragon in there before he dies and also in case something else bad might happen to him. It is interesting as well, we do have dragon supporting army, meaning unable to support a new one at the moment. I am curious if, because up when we look at our actual troop count and realm dragons, we do have a tame dragon. So I do wonder when the Iron Throne, our liege, actually goes to war, does he have the ability to just use our dragons as he wants to? The same way he could use me as a general if he wanted to? I feel like that might be happening. It does also mean that we don't have the ability to actually tame any other dragon at the moment either, so all we can really do is wait to see if a dragon shows up in our realm and then immediately try and capture them. Evening Reflections. I sip a mug of newly invented brandy, eyes scanning over my latest scrawlings. So do you want to become poet or journaler? I think journaler is fairly fantastic, the learning and stress loss. Poet is quite similar, just for diplomacy instead, but I think Journaler is rather fantastic, so that does give us the actual ability to also use that should a critical stress break come. Here we go, it's time to host another grand wedding, which of course, as is tradition, will be held in Starfall. We will take flight to our own wedding just to make an entrance at the altar, and we are so set for gold at the moment, let's max everything out as well. The king himself is coming to this wedding, as well as, of course, Lord Morrick of the Vale. Lord Rhinos, the Red Lion of the Westerlands, is coming. The High Septim. Lord Aladale from the Iron Islands. The Heathen of the Stepstones. The man from Lys is coming. Haegon is not coming. It is a shame to see. But what is a very Game of Thrones moment is that Lady Cedra, who's now our aunt, will be there, watching this grand wedding take place, undoubtedly feeling like it should have been her. And I don't mean marrying Hugh either. I mean having a grand wedding with somebody else. Death of a Dragon Rider, Prince Daemon, the Black Dragon Targaryen of the Reavers of King's Landing, an adventurer band inside of King's Landing. His dragon Falcale is now wild. Let's pin you as always. Everyone is excited and amazed by the magnificence of the wedding venue. Everyone but the High Septon. Since his arrival, he's been prowling, searching for any pretext to complain. Are you wearing makeup? Those colourful veils are sinful. What's with all the unchaste mingling? We can say I'm ashamed of myself and everybody will gain some opinion of us. I can say accompany this killjoy to the door. I don't think so. That is the High Septon. Or pretend I didn't hear anything. I think we'll do that. We have no real love for the High Septon. That's kind of the whole lore around our own unique faith anyway, is like breaking away from the High Septon. At the wedding, we've also picked up our first intrigue lifestyle perk. We'll take Schemer to fabricate some hooks. That'll be useful later on. A super successful wedding, and Leonella Aaron becomes our soulmate. Oh boy, the celebrations look great until Lord Olivar trips, knocks a torch from a neighbor's hand, and sets his own clothes aflame. We're going to be a hero. We're going to save him. And we saved him as well without even picking up burnt. We're tremendous. This is an interesting conversation. We're stuck between Lord Renos of House Lannister and Lord Aladale of House Greyjoy, both other Lord Paramounts. You know what? We're not even going to get involved. We're not going to get involved in that. Meanwhile, the Tarbeck family continue to make use of the eggs that Dunavir made away with after his wife Viserys Targaryen died, and one of his daughters, actually just a courtier now inside of the actual court, is now riding Turgon. Oh, look at this. I'm not sure if Hugh had been working on this already, but it looked like Jarvis Dane here was being set up to become the next Sword of the Morning, but has proved himself unworthy. That's unfortunate to see, and it's also unfortunate that it's a actual member of House Dane rather than Starfell. There it is. Once again, we have magnificent host for 20 years, as well as celebrating a magnificent wedding. The wedding is barely over, and Lady Leonella is already pregnant. This is fantastic news. Now, we're still working away on the culture, but we've just received news that Valyria's faith has recently been converted to Faith of the Seven, which is fantastic to see. The culture is still high Valyrian. We're working as best as we can to improve the cultural acceptance, but that's going to be a slow one. House Greyjoy here wants to marry off our sister, Lady Irene, to Lord Aladale Greyjoy of the Iron Islands, keeping the alliance alive. I think I'm actually okay with that, to be honest. I mean, it's not matrilineal, so Irene here would fall out of the actual house, which maybe we don't want, because she does have great traits. I think I'll decline this for now, my friend, but I think we can find a better marriage for her. Oh my word, we have a son, Lord Caswyn Starfell. Consecrated blood, no inheritable traits, which is non-ideal, but at least we have an official heir. We will immediately begin educating you. When you turn 3 years old, we'll get you into a focus, and we'll make sure that you get some tutelage as well as a squire to become a knight. He's immediately gained the trait sickly. Oh boy, please get over that. Having another look at a potential marriage for our sister, Lady Irene here, and looks like that Lord Aladale will actually accept the same marriage, but matrilineally. So we'll take that, no problem at all. Now that the wedding is over and we know that the realm is okay, let's also go for our first ever ride on Green Comet. I want to try and build up that experience inside of being a dragon rider as much as we can as well, both in terms of bond as well as training. Despite my best efforts, we have not been able to get our domain limit above 4 here. I'm not against handing Star Crossing off here. We can maybe even give it to a family member if possible. We will give this to Sir William Starfell. He has fantastic stewardship as well, so that should not be an issue. Oh, a spy was discovered. Peter, our courtier. It was Lord Gascoigne of Saltshore. Lord Gascoigne. Interesting. This is not a duchy we've put a huge amount of time or investment into. To be honest, I'm super familiar with what's close to the Torrentine over here because we played so much over here, but then we somewhat just inherited the rest. This is interesting, though. Why are you spying on me? Probably because you have 20 intrigue. Rather than banishing or killing him, let's just put him in a cell. We cannot tolerate this, but killing him would be considered tyrannical. Oh boy, here we go. Executions could be better. The condemned thief jerks at the end of a rope and then goes still. The crowd of commoners mutters their approval and begins to disperse. But where is the cheering, the groaning, the terror? I could improve public executions in the elbow with one simple change. Let's spend 225 gold to do mandatory execution attendance. 100% chance that the elbow will gain plus 20 popular opinion of us and will gain 100 intrigue lifestyle experience. We could do horrifying executions, but that's just debuffs and more dread. We have no reason to go crazy yet. No reason to go crazy yet. We do have enough points now to actually pick up another perk inside of the intrigue tree. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Caraxes is in Dorne. Let's try and get him captured. Albin, my friend, best of luck to you. 61% chance. Ooh, he actually did it. He actually did it. I pressed play by mistake, but he actually did it. Caraxes is now in the dragon pit. That is tremendous. Let's have a look at you. Aggressive, bloodthirsty, calculating, socialize, which is good, spindly, moderate penalty, but does give more draconic dread and combat effectiveness, a fearsome worm, huge health boost and dragon size to counteract being spindly, and of course is now an owned dragon. That is tremendous news, and we are clearly doing something well to now own the dragon that was initially ridden by the man who the bookmark that we started in is named after. Now, most of my family members have actually been banned access to the dragon pit. Somebody else might sneak in. I think my siblings still actually have access. Yes, they do. We can visit dragon pit together. Why can I visit the dragon pit together with Orivel, but not with Irene? Is it because she's not actually in the realm? No, she is. Visit dragon pit together. Orivel may bond or tame a dragon in your dragon pits. Oh, so we can direct it this way. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, well, like I said, we're not going to just ban everybody. Like, I think the better thing to do is just to wait until our son is growing up. If there's a dragon in there we want him to bond with, try and bring him with us to the dragon pit. But if one of our brothers or family wants to pick it up in the meantime, that's perfectly fine. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We've just unlocked a new decision to invite dragon seeds. The ability to claim a dragon is found in the blood, not in a name. There may be those who carry the blood of the dragon, but who do not carry the name of a great house at all. If I call, some may answer. The risks would be great, but the reward could be the strengthening of my house, so long as they all swear their allegiance. Very interesting. So we could essentially get some people who are eligible dragon riders, but not from a very high house. I mean, that's incredibly useful, but I feel like that's more of something that we do when we have more dragons than people to tame them. At the moment, I'd much rather my family pick them up naturally. But do let me know if I'm missing something here, if there's another reason to do this. It could maybe generate people that we could marry into to get that dragon blood going, so we're not constantly looking for a house like the Targaryens to marry into. We do also have a plague spreading down here. Is this just called their pestilence? Oh my god, it is. That's kind of horrifying. Whose pestilence is it? It's theirs. I don't think we need to self-isolate yet, but we might have to soon. A Leviathan? Get the harpoons. 100 gold. Things you love to see. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Irene, our sisters have to take into the skies on Caraxes. That's actually incredible. I was not expecting that. You're married off matrilineally, yes? Yes, you are. Two House Greyjoy. Okay, tremendous. I mean, it's fantastic to see. It's things that we really, really love to see, but I'm just a little bit afraid that we'll end up in a bit of a loop where we'll get very close to having enough people riding dragons we can become a dragon riding house, but then someone will die, the dragon will be loose again, and we'll have to wait for it to come back to Dorne. I'm a little bit afraid of that, but for now, I can't min-max everything, and I think it is ultimately cool that our sister and family members are now just going to the dragon pit independently and picking up dragons. Neo-steading divergence. The divergent culture neo-steading has branched off from the Stone Dornish culture. Interesting. It doesn't seem to be incredibly different from Stone Dornish. If anything, the big change is actually that the martial custom in neo-steading is actually now male only. They speak common tongue. Everything else is rather similar, though. Obviously, there's some differences around sort of their actual traditions and their overall ethos and whatnot, but that's an interesting one to see. It is very nice as my family member, though. I can literally just tell my sister to conduct the terror campaign. Maybe not just yet. Let's wait till we have a bit more dragons before we start doing things like that. I was actually checking to see if there was anything around sort of like ordering her to put the dragon back in the dragon pit or something. Doesn't seem to be available to us, though. We've had another daughter, Casella here. Welcome to the family, Casella. A realm at war. Oh my god, it's King Haegon. He's making his move. Oh my word. I mean, I felt like something would happen eventually. I did not think it would happen this soon. He does have 3 dragons, but he is up against how many? Ooh. 3 dragons versus 10, including some men-at-arms here, such as the Dragon Guard. Currently 332,000 troops versus Haegon's 4,000. Haegon, if you had a stronger army behind you here, I would gladly side with you, but I just do not see you winning this. Having said that, we're not going to defend the king either. We're going to remain neutral. We're going to let this play out. Like, I know I've been speaking a ton about how much affinity I have for Haegon the Beautiful here, but that's more me as a player, not necessarily what Merrick thinks of him. I think Merrick thinks he's interesting, but is certainly not willing to throw everything away right when his family are really realizing Vaelor's dream to then join a rebel band that is, in all honesty, likely going to be crushed. Prince Baelor, the cruel Targaryen, who I believe is actually heir to the throne at the moment. Yes, he is. And he is just after picking up Faircracks here. Only 10 years old. Oh, wait, this is interesting. Seemingly because we are technically, for the moment, independent while this mega war starts, we can actually see the different decisions we would have if we were fully independent. The first is that we could just full on try and declare our official independence now. I do not think we are ready. We also have claim the mantle of the Freehold. The Valyrian Freehold was a great territory that spanned much of the continent of Essos, but has since fallen to ruin. It was destroyed approximately 100 years before Aegon's conquest, when it was brought down by a cataclysmic event known as the Doom of Valyria. At its prime, the Valyrian Freehold encompassed most of the eastern continent and reached as far as the current Free Cities and the island of Dragonstone off the coast of Westeros. The Freehold was technically never an empire, however for ease of reference, it tends to be referred as one. The Freehold was an advanced civilization and the dominant military and cultural power of the known world. Its capital was the city Valyria. The Freehold was ruled by the Lords of Freeholder, powerful noble families. The most powerful of these were the Dragon Lords. Okay, that's actually great to know that we have that as a potential decision when we are independent, which is great to see. I think eventually independence has to be our path, but I would love some more dragons and arguably a weaker Iron Throne, or we'll likely instead try and do it through like a faction of some sort. I don't necessarily want to just declare myself in rebellion and end up in a situation that Rhaegar is in here with 2,000 men versus almost 500,000. Slythe passes on. Interesting. Who were you originally ridden by? Valerian Targaryen. Oh, the son of King Haegon. You've been killed. You were eaten by King Rhaegar, the ugly fire of the Iron Throne's dragon, in a dragon duel. This is a sad day as a man who wants to see more dragons in the realm, because Haegon is going to lose basically all of his. Sheepstealer has just passed on as well. Interestingly though, Sheepstealer has no known past riders. Did you just die in an actual dragon pit? It looks like it. Flew away in the direction of Valyria on the 22nd 12th moon. Interesting. That's crazy. When dragons die, do they just naturally try and go back to Valyria as like their last flight? Well, that was dealt with quickly. The rebels are fully dealt with, and King Rhaegar is back as our liege. Interestingly, Haegon did actually make it out with his life. His wife is dead. Now, that was green fever, okay. We know that our cousin, his son, was definitely killed. He now has that peace treaty with the Iron Throne and is down to 484 men. Only actually lost one dragon, though. Meanwhile, the Iron Throne basically looks unscathed. If you just only had this information, you wouldn't even think that they fought a war. My brother is knighted. You'll love to see it, Orivel. Keep it up, my friend. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Lord Haegon doesn't want to go quietly into that good night. He's immediately declared on him again. Wait, whoa. I was about to say he immediately declared on the king again for his claim on the throne, but it isn't. He's now declaring war for his claim on the Lord Paramancy of Dorne. Honestly, the first war could have been for that as well, for all I know. I could have almost joined him when he was going for my kingdom. This doesn't even count as a mega war anymore, though. I think the king is going to be absolutely fine. Haegon, I think, just knows that the game is up and he may as well go down fighting. Caswin here, our son and heir, has just gained the trait Rowdy and is 3 years old. You know what? Let's go straight into Martial with you. Straight into Martial. Get fantastic at it. Haegon has been defeated once again, now down to just 9 captains and 2 dragons. It's a true fall from grace. It's not really a fall from grace, though. He was already a familial kinslayer and just roaming around the place with the mere bandits, but 600 gold in debt and down to 9 men. It's not looking fantastic. Meleys Targaryen, though, has the opportunity for the most amazing comeback ever. Hugh is aware all the work that his ancestors put in to get him to this position, particularly Vaelor the Poet Sand, who started all of this off, and he thinks it's about time that Starfell remembers where they came from, or more importantly, don't forget it. And to do that, what better way than marry his brother, Orville Starfell, off to Lanae Sand here, a woman who is actually a bastard, Faith of the Seven, from the Stone Dornish faith. I think it's only right. Watch me try and justify this with a really strong reason, and then in reality, he ends up taking the throne, and I'm like, why are we married to you? Another son in our family here, Lord Myron Starfell. I did think that said Lord Moron for a second, but no inheritable traits, which is unfortunate to see. I thought there was a good chance, but at least he's healthy. It is time for us to petition the king, and I'm going to have him attempt to support our house claim. I don't believe he's ever even listened to us on this matter, but let's see if we can make it happen. And we will take flight here and try and fly right over this plague spot. That is tremendous how quickly we can get around the map when we're flying a dragon, though. Oh, and once again, he refuses to even listen to me. What is it? Does nobody want to say that we are the legitimate house? Is that why you only ever don't listen to us when it's for this reason? It shouldn't really matter, though. We are already coming up on 92% here, so any moment we will be able to make House Starfell the legitimate house of the Lord Paramancy of Dorne. And with that, I'm going to leave this episode here. Super happy with today's progress, though. Was not expecting to pick up Caraxes of all dragons, let alone any dragon at all. And then was very much not expecting for our actual sister Arene here to pick it up herself. But fantastic to see. We have another dragon rider in the family. She's married off matrilineally. All is good there. We're super close to becoming the next legitimate house of Dorne. Valyrios is getting built up nicely, should become a real moneymaker very, very soon. And then from there, we'll continue to expand over in Valyria and try and pick ourselves up some more dragons as well. I'm super happy that Haegon ended up making his move. Would have been interesting if it was a bit more of a fair fight, but he is still alive, as is his other son, Meleys. They could still come back. We will have to see. But for now, Dorne and House Starfell continues to prosper. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like and subscribe. A massive shout out to all of our channel members helping to support the channel and everything that I do here. And as always, a very special shout out to our Emperor's Hands tier in Faustbread and Wyatt Laird. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video.